My name is Samantha Morales Johnson-Yang. I'm an enrolled member and the tribal ecologist for the Gabrielino Tongva San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians. I have my bachelor's in science in marine biology from Cal State Long Beach and my science illustration certificate from Cal State Monterey Bay. But I was also raised in my tribal community by skilled elders and ethnobotanists. And this third area of education I value just as much as my college experience. As someone who has studied both types of science my whole life, I can confidently say that Indigenous science is real science. We have always been scientists, and we continue to practice and pass on our methods of science. Our methods of experimentation are infused with empathy and generational observations. Our data is largely qualitative and passed down through story and hands-on practice. We see the things that we study not just as living things that we live with, but as our relatives and our coworkers and collaborators, instead of just our data points. Our science has proven very effective at preserving, protecting, and even improving healthy ecosystems. In Western science, there can sometimes be this mindset that we are the most intelligent beings on this planet. And yes, we have smartphones and cars, but we're also the only animal who has ever caused a mass extinction. So how smart are we really? Recently, Western scientists have discovered what Indigenous scientists have been saying for centuries. The plants can talk to each other. They can hear us, and everything has a complex form of communication. By leaving behind the ideas of intelligence that we've held on to very strongly for decades, we've been able to understand our world better. Sometimes it can be difficult to see where Western and Indigenous science overlap, but they do. When I was a college student in biology labs, we often talked to the animals that we worked with, and we all worried about how pollution and climate change would impact the living things and the ecosystems that we studied. Yet, this emotional connection we were expected to separate from the labs. We were expected to separate it in the name of objectivity. In Indigenous science, we don't just acknowledge the spiritual connection. We consider it vital to our practice. It is what holds our responsibility, our respect, and our connection to balance. We are all Indigenous to somewhere, but most importantly, we are all Indigenous to Mother Earth. Even when we travel to space, we need food and water and materials from her to survive. It is literally impossible for us to separate ourselves from her. That is why, as an Indigenous scientist, I tend not to use the word nature. I'll say urban spaces or wildlife, but in our Tongva language and in many other Indigenous languages, there is no word for nature because we are not able to separate ourselves from her. Something else that Western science focuses on that I hope we can redirect ourselves a little bit is the focus on survival of the fittest. This has distracted us from survival of the friendliest and the deep intelligence that is around all of us. By connecting a little bit more with the things around us, we're able to uncover remarkable things. Many tribal people regard the plants, the animals, and the elements as not just our relatives, but as our older relatives that are more intelligent than ourselves. As Western scientists have been able to acknowledge this intelligence, we've been able to discover really incredible things. Fungi are able to control robots and solve mazes, and certain insects may help us solve our plastic crisis by eating the very material that is poisoning us, our waters, and the other plants and animals we share this world with. The last and possibly most important thing that Indigenous scientists do is we make sure that our knowledge is passed down through our children, through generations. Our work must be accessible to our youth at every level of skill and ability. And when we practice inclusion and collaboration, we make our survival not just possible, but friendly, connected, and thriving. I hope we're able to mix our methods of science the same way that we practice home care and hospital care to cure illnesses, that we can mix Indigenous and Western science to collaborate together to create the best cure for the negative human impacts on Mother Earth. Tohova Kopoha, may you all be well today and feel friendship, inclusion, and collaboration here at Kutuvungna, the place where the sun shines. Thank you.